And extend your feet out in front of you, hands above your head. Take a big morning stretch like you just woke up. Go ahead and bring your right knee into your chest, giving it a big hug. Maybe making some circles, however big or however small, but getting a little bit of movement through the hips. Extend your right leg up to the ceiling. Keep your right foot flexed, like you're stamping the sole of your foot onto the ceiling. From here, you can either grab behind your thigh or reach up and grab behind your calf, bringing your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat closer to your knee. We're going for a long stretch along the back side of our right leg. Remembering it's early and remembering your breath. Can you pull your knee a little bit closer to your nose? I'm shaking here. Finding some ankle rotations. Going to the right side and then the left side, activating the small muscles and ligaments that we often forget about, especially in our feet. And our feet are what holds us up. Bringing in your knee to your nose a little bit further and releasing down onto the mat. Bringing in your left knee to your chest, giving it a squeeze, a hug. Finding a little bit of movement as you rotate through your hip. Right, and then left. Extending that left leg up to the ceiling, making sure your foot is flexed, okay? So like you're stamping your initials onto the ceiling. Whatever you feel comfortable with today, go ahead and grab behind your thigh or reach up, grab behind your calf as you pull your left leg closer to your nose. Once again, little ankle rotations with that left foot. Getting the fluid moving a little bit. And releasing down onto the mat. Go ahead and bring both knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Open them up and bring them in. Once again, little hip circles one way, always going the other way. And slowly rock and roll along your spine, getting momentum to come up to your hands and your knees into tabletop position. If the rock and roll doesn't feel good, just come into tabletop. Anyway, that does feel good. In tabletop here, really work on our alignment, okay? So anytime we're on our hands, we want to make sure that we have equal alignment, that our shoulders are stacked directly over our elbows, directly over our wrists. Our toes are tucked behind us. Our belly is pulled in, so our belly button is pulled into your spine. On your inhale, you're going to press your heart, your chest forward, arching your back, looking up. Exhale, you're going to curl your spine, bring your nose to your chest. Inhale for cow pose, bringing your heart through, stretching Stretching out the back of your shoulders, arching your back. Exhale for cat pose, curving that spine, chin to chest. Go at the flow of your own breath, whatever your body needs this morning, however fast or however slow. From here, I also like to find some circles. So finding a little bit of free movement here, you can circle your hips around, bringing them to the back of the mat, to the side of the mat, to the front side. Bringing our neck in here and switching sides, just a little bit of free movement. Coming back to tabletop, plant your right hand down, bring your left foot out to the side as you, your right foot out to the side, apologies, as you open up to the left side of the room, coming into modified side plank. So my right hand and my right knee are on the mat. My left hand is extended over my head. My left foot is kicking towards the back of the room. One long line of energy as I reach, and then crunch in, bringing my elbow to my knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, crunch. Engage your obliques. Three. You should feel this on your top glute. 2, 1. Go ahead and bend that top knee. Grab your left top foot as you bring your heel closer to your bum. If you want more of a shoulder opener, you can actually kick your heel away, opening up through that left shoulder. That sometimes feels good. Good. Come back down to tabletop. Shake out your hips a little bit. Same thing, left side. So planting your left hand down onto the mat, keeping your left knee planted, but bringing your foot out to the side as you pivot and open up to the right side of the room. My right hand is extended towards the front of my mat. My right leg is extended, kicking towards the back of my mat. Inhale, getting really, really long. Exhale, crunch in, elbow to knee. Inhale, extending. Exhale, engaging your obliques, crunching in. With the flow of your own breath, you should be getting a little bit warm right now. Building some heat. Go ahead and bend that right upper knee. Grab that right foot, either bringing it closer to your bum or kicking it away, giving your upper shoulder a nice stretch. Inhale, exhale, back to tabletop pose. Walking your hands out in front of you, walking your feet back behind you, coming into high plank. In high plank, we're really going to work on our form. So no hip dips, right? And you don't want your hips up. You're a plank, so you're one long line. Your thighs are engaged. Your belly button is pulled in to protect your lower spine. And once again, your shoulders are directly over elbows, which are directly over wrists. Here, I'm just going to quickly explain what a Chaturanga is. So some of you may have done power yoga before, some of you haven't. Chaturanga is from plank pose You're gonna lower all the way down to your belly, okay? Making sure your elbows tuck in. Inhale into Cobra pose. So very little weight in my hands, but I'm really coming up with my chest. And then I exhale into down dog, okay? So that's your first option when I say Chaturanga. If you want a little bit more for your arms, from plank pose, you're gonna make sure your elbows are tucked into your ribs, okay? So no chicken wings, we don't want chicken wings. We want your elbows to be tucked into your ribs, lowering down to a 90-degree angle and pulling your head, chest through. So that way you're on the tops of your feet. Upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. So when I say Chaturanga, those are your two options. Go with whatever you feel comfortable with, always working, starting low and working up. So come back to plank pose. Circle through your Chaturanga. So lower down all the way or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, this is our first downward facing dog, so find a little bit of movement today. Bending your right knee, strengthening your left. Finding some movement, but remembering that all 10 fingers are pressed firmly along the mat. Your arms are strong next to your ears. You want to bring your bottom up and back. So imagine that there's a string pulling your tailbone to the back of the wall. So where that back wall meets the ceiling, that crease is where you want your tailbone. That's gonna straighten your spine. And now everybody bend their knees a lot, okay? Bend your knees and really try and get that tailbone up towards the back of the room. Heels off the mat. And then slowly start to straighten your knees. You may be shaking in your arms right now, that's okay. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Opening up to a side plank, so keep your right hand and your right foot down. Opening up your left hand up towards the ceiling. Engaging your abs and your obliques. Inhale here. Exhale, we're going to take our left foot and bring it to the front of the mat, bringing our right knee down, coming into low lunge. Tricky transition, but I think you guys got it. In our low lunge, our left toes are pointed towards the front of the mat. Our right toes pointed towards the back. As we sit a little bit deeper, pushing our pelvis through, really feeling and opening up through our right psoas, and igniting our Ujjayi breath. So a deep inhale and exhale through your nose as you sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, bring your hands up to your arms up to your ears. Exhale, making sure your shoulders drop away. Inhale, tuck your toes and lift that back knee off the mat, coming into high crescent lunge. Good. This is our first crescent lunge, so make sure your feet are further enough apart. So imagine that they're on train tracks. Your left foot is along your left side of your mat, your right foot along your right side of your mat. Your hips are squared towards the front of the room. Once again, belly is pulled in, supporting your lower back. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your right hand down, open up, easy twist. Left hand opening up to the left side of the room. Inhale here. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, plant both hands. Step your left foot back, high plank. Inhale. Exhale, coming through Chaturanga, either Cobra or upward facing dog. Either way, pulling your chest through, stretching out the back of your shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Pedaling out. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, back downward dog. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. This time opening up, keeping our left hand and left foot on the mat, opening up towards the right side of the room. A lot of strength here in our left obliques. Inhale, exhale, bringing that right foot up to the front of the mat, putting our left knee down. Inhale into low lunge. So our back toes are going to be pointed towards the back of the room, front toes towards the front as you sit a little bit deeper. So the psoas here, kind of this, the bottom of kind of your groin, we're really trying to open up the left side here. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, tuck your toes, straighten your back knee, lift it off of the mat, coming into high crescent lunge. Inhale and exhale, sit a little bit deeper, making sure you have a 90-degree bend in your front knee. You don't want to be too far over your ankle, but instead directly above it. Inhale, exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat, twisting open to the right side of the room. Maybe even rotating your shoulder. Exhale, both hands down to the mat, step back, high plank. Once again, going through your Chaturanga, so either lowering down to Cobra or upward facing dog. I'm doing upward facing dog. Either way, inhaling your chest through, arching your back, maybe even look up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale here. At the bottom of your next exhale, either step or hop to the front of your mat. Both feet coming into ragdoll. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows and swaying from side to side. Letting your head fall heavy. Straightening out your spine. Release your elbows and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll all the way up. Slowly, as slow as you can be. Head, neck, and shoulders come up last. While we're here, go ahead and do some shoulder rotation. So bring your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale down along your spine. Inhale up to your ears. Exhale down. For all of us sitting at a desk, our shoulders often get forgotten about. Inhale, lift your arms up above your head. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, hands against your shins, halfway lift. Extend the crown of your head forward. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back, high plank pose. Finding your form here, inhale, exhaling, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So what we just did right there is called Sun Salutation A. If you are new to yoga and going to continue, that is a sequence you'll often encounter. Inhale here, exhale. Once again, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, extending your torso long, crown towards the front of your room. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, bringing your hands up. This time, cactus your arms, so bringing them out to like a goalpost. Okay, arch back, opening up through your shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, take your right hand and grab your right wrist, your left wrist, and arch over to the right side, giving yourself a nice side body stretch. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left hand is going to grab your right wrist as you arch over to the left like a rainbow. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands through heart. Fold down. Inhale, halfway lift, crown of your head extended towards the front of the room. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or hop back to plank pose, lowering down, really paying attention to your elbows, making sure that they're pulled in tight to your rib cage. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Pedal it out here. Hopefully at this point you're getting warm. If you guys have any questions, you can unmute yourself. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep rolling with this. Roll forward. Once again, find a side plank on your right side, keeping our right hand down, opening up to the left side of the room. Really engaging our abs and our obliques here, bringing our hips down and back up, slight hip dips. Finding strength in our core. Just like 3 more minutes of this. I'm just joking. 3, 2, 1. Find stillness. Bringing our left foot off if we can. Stepping it through. Low lunge. Inhale here. Exhale, tuck your toes. Straighten your back right leg. Coming up high crescent lunge. We've been here before, right? So we've been here before. Our feet are open. Toes are pointing to the front of the mat. Hips are parallel. Can you pull your left hip back, right hip forward? Hands up towards the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, right hand down, left hand up. Inhale here. Exhale, step through, high plank, Chaturanga. Exhale, down dog. Roll forward, coming to the side plank on our left side, planting our left hand, opening up towards the right side of the room. Once again, finding stability in our core, stillness. Finding some oblique dips. So you're just lowering your hips ever so slightly, bringing them up, lowering, up. Inhale, right leg off of the mat, stepping it through, bringing your left knee down, low lunge. Inhale here, really get big. Exhale, tuck your toes, bringing your back knee off the mat, high crescent lunge. 90-degree bend in your front knee. Back leg is extended long, one long line of energy. Inhale here, exhale, left hand down to the mat, open up, twist. Twisting from your lower spine, making sure that it stays straight and aligned. Inhale, exhale, plant your hand, plank pose, lowering down. You know what to do. Pulling your heart, chest through. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here at the bottom of your next exhale, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up, look up. Exhale, go post your arms, arch back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, right hand is going to grab your left wrist like a rainbow, arching over to the right side. Inhale up. Exhale, left hand grabs your right wrist, arching over to the left side. Nice side body stretch. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, just step your left leg towards the back of the room, coming into low lunge. Same thing, we've been here before. Inhale, rise up into your fullest expression, low lunge. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your back knee off the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your left hand down, open up to your twist. We're gonna add on. So you stay where you are, I'm just pivoting. So from here, you're gonna keep the twist. You're gonna keep the lunge in your legs as you lift your torso in the twist. So your right hand is towards the back of the mat, left hand towards the front of the room. Twisting from your lower spine, reverse if you would like, being cautious of your back. If you have any back problems, be very gentle with yourself. Inhale here, exhale back to the twist. Inhale, grow your spine tall. Exhale all the way, pivoting open to warrior two. So at this point, your right foot and right knee are going to be pointed towards the front of the room. Warrior two, your back foot is going to be parallel with the back of your mat. Right hand forward, left hand back as you sink a little bit deeper into this right knee. You're opening up your hips here. Everybody go ahead and do some shoulder circles. So reminding us all to bring our shoulders away from our ears. And exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand over, reaching back. Exhale, side angle. Right hand is going to go on the inside of your right knee. As you open up, once again, one long line of energy through your left side, left hand up to the ceiling. Inhale, reverse, arch back. Exhale, side angle, right hand inside the right knee. Can you open up the left shoulder a little bit more? Can you open up the left hip? From here, we're going to play around with some balancing poses. So come back into your warrior two. We're going to play around with half moon. So with half moon, it's really important to create a drishti, which is your gaze. So make sure to strengthen that front right leg. Tuck your back foot in just a little. Our right leg is going to be our standing leg. So we're going to make sure to keep a bend in it, make sure it's strong as we reach forward with our right hand, lifting our left foot off the mat, opening up to the left side of the room. It's a balancing pose, so if you fall, that's okay. Can you flex your top foot? So there's also a lot of strength in your top foot here. Can you open your top hip a little bit more to the side? Good. Inhale, back to center, coming back, straightening your knees, maybe wiggling them a little bit. Pivoting towards the front of the mat, so toes pointed forward. Once again, our right foot is going to be our balancing leg. Okay, so find a lot of strength in there. Bring your left knee up to your chest. Give it a hug like we did earlier. Coming into tree pose. Either using your toes as a kickstand, either bringing your left foot to your calf, or bringing the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right leg, hands to heart, tree pose. Inhale here, exhale, gazing at one point on the ground in front of you. Maybe you want to grow your branches, so extending your arms up and breathing. Making sure our right foot is not only pressed firmly onto the mat, but this is our roots. These are pressing down into the heart of the earth as our hands and our arms are extended out into the air. Inhale here. Exhale, release that down. Shake it out. Give that right side a little bit of a break. Come back to the front of your mat, wherever you may be. You may be completely off your mat. I have no idea at this point. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extending your spine strong. Exhale, step back with your right foot this time. Coming into low lunge, right knee on the mat. Lifting up, low lunge. Once again, we've been here before. Tuck your back toes. On your exhale, lift up, crescent lunge. Hips parallel towards the front of the mat. Back leg extended, one long line of energy. Inhale here, exhale, right hand down to the mat, left hand open. Easy twist. This is where we're adding on, okay? So keeping the twist, rise up, keeping the same legs, rise up. This time, right hand forward, left hand back. Twisting from our lower spine, making sure our obliques are engaged. Inhale here, exhale, left hand along that right leg arching back. Inhale, coming back through center, toes pointed towards the front of the mat. Exhale, warrior two. Left foot forward, right foot back. In warrior two, that back foot, the edge of that back foot is parallel with the back of your mat. Inhale here, exhale, sit a little bit deeper. Reminder for everybody to drop your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, reverse, arching back, left hand, creating an arch, a rainbow, right hand down your back leg. Exhale, side angle, left elbow inside the left knee, reaching up. Really trying to open up through the back of your shoulder here. Inhale, reverse. Keeping that 90-degree bend in your front knee. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, coming back to warrior two. This is where the fun happens. You're gonna be like, so much fun. Create strength in your left leg this time, making sure to keep a micro bend in your knee as you inch your back foot further in, bringing our left hand down to the mat, using this as stability, opening up our hips to the side of the room, flexing that back foot. This is balance. So if you're falling and wobbly, that is okay. Find one point to gaze at as you open your right hip a little bit more so your hips are stacked, one on top of the other. Inhale back to center. Good. Pivot. Face the front of the room, bringing your right knee up to your chest this time. Give it a squeeze. Coming into tree pose with the left leg as your base. So your right knee is either going to remain up, bringing the sole of your foot to the inside of your left leg, or onto your calf, or using your toes as a kickstand. Either way is fine, wherever you feel comfortable today. Hands to heart center, and once you have your balance, grow your branches. Are your roots strong? Going through your mat, through the floor, into the earth. Can you open that right knee out a little bit more? Inhale here, exhale, release that down, shake it out. I like to make fists and kind of hit my legs here, getting all of the muscles moving. Good, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your right foot back. You're opening up to the side. So we're basically just coming into a big side lunge here. So your toes are in, your feet are out. You can either be along your mat like this, or just simply step out. Go ahead and take your hands behind your back. Make a fist, clasp your fingers, and really trying to extend, before we fold all the way down, extend forward. So can you bring the crown of your head towards the front of the room? And then drop down, bringing your head down to the mat. With that fist, really trying to open up through your shoulders. Bringing it towards the crown of your head. And breathing here. Noticing how your body feels. Releasing your hands down to the mat, staying in this wide lunge. Bend your right knee. Straighten your left leg, either bringing your toes up or pointing them down, but kind of come into a side squat here. On the right side, really feeling the opening in your inner hips. If you would like, you can even add the twist, right hand down, left hand up. Coming back through center to the other side, bending and squatting on the left, extending your right leg. Coming back to center, slowly toe heeling your feet in until they're just a little bit further than hips distance apart. Heels in, toes out, coming into our favorite Malasana Squat. People either love it or don't love this one. I love this one. Opening up your knees. If you would like more of a stretch, you can make your fists into balls and press those together, pressing our knees open with our elbows. From here, you can either stay in Malasana Squat, or if you want to play around with an arm balance, you can come into crow pose. So what that looks like is planting all 10 fingers on the mat, kind of hopping your seat up a little bit. So right now I'm on my hands and my feet. I'm going to glue my knees to the forearms, to the back of my arms here, as I slowly bend my elbows, making a little shelf. So my upper arms are a shelf for my knees. And maybe I take one foot off the mat, you kind of play around, switching. Maybe you can take one foot and the other, bringing your toes to touch in the air. Just playing a little bit, engaging your core here, really making sure that our elbows are bent to create that shelf to be on. So maybe today you get one foot off. That's great. Maybe tomorrow you get the other foot off. Maybe the next day you get both off. Just play around. A little bit of mat playtime is always good for us. Good. Come back to Malasana Squat. Slowly, slowly, slowly bringing your bottom up, coming in to forward fold. Slowly rising all the way up, bringing your head, neck, and shoulders up last. Inhale, reach, come to the front of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands along your shin, spine extended forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank pose. Inhale here, exhale one more time, Chaturanga. Either lower down into Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Inhale, Exhale, look between your hands, hop towards the front of your mat, coming onto your bottom, bringing your feet out in front of you, hands up to the sky, engaging your abdominals as you use them to slowly lower you down onto the mat, maybe even stopping halfway, boat pose. Inhale here, keeping your legs bent, feet off the ground. Can you form a V? That's what you're going for. Inhale, a little bit more core work. Exhale, lowering down onto the mat. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Finding a little bit of movement in your hips. Coming into our favorite happy baby. So taking our feet up and either using our peace fingers to grab our big toes and extending our feet out to the side, or you can grab on the outside of your feet and once again extend to the side, opening up through your hips. I like to grab my big toes. Maybe even extending your right leg, getting that stretch in the back of your knee. Bending that, extending your left leg. Bringing your feet wider than your hips. Coming back, keeping a hold of your right foot. You can either keep your toe, or once again, like how we started class, you can grab behind your thigh. You can bend your knee. But you're going to bring it across your body, whether you have your knee or your foot, across your body, coming into a supine twist. So left hand is grabbing your right knee or your right foot, bringing it across your body as you twist, looking over to your right hand. Slowing down your breath, cooling off. Inhale back to center. Extend the right leg long. Grabbing either your left knee, or if you want more, grabbing your left toe with your left hand. Guiding it across your body over to the right side as you bring your left hand to the left. Look over, giving yourself a nice supine twist. Coming back to center, bringing your knees into your chest. Once again, finding a little bit of hip circles. Keeping your feet up in the air, bringing the soles of your feet to touch, knees open wide. Go ahead and look up and grab your feet here. Knees open wide, feet touching, you're grabbing your feet And you're kind of kicking your feet to really stretch out the back of your shoulders. So we're really trying to elongate your shoulders, keeping them away from your ears, stretching out that whole upper back. Inhale here, exhale, come back down. Grab your knees, give yourself a big tight squeeze. I like to kind of squeeze everything together. Squeeze my toes, my knees, my hips. Make a scrunchy face with my face, my lips. Squeeze tight, 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 tight little ball, the tightest you can make it. And then release everything out onto the mat. Coming into our final resting pose, Savasana. Finding comfort here. Feet extended. Hands extended beyond your mat. Palms up to the ceiling. And breathing. Your playlist is still going. You can mute that.